It's a good afternoon to the colleagues who are following online and the members who are here. I first take this opportunity to thank everyone, especially the leadership at the Uganda Law Society and the Radical New Bar and our president, Semakade, for thinking about me having faced brutality, beatings, later arrested while I was doing my work as a lawyer. Their intention was to stop me from doing what I'm doing, and especially representing people whose human rights are violated every day. People like our president, Bobi Wine, who had been on a run and stuff like that. So I appreciate the efforts that the ULS has done, especially to put me as an exhibit, because this is a true story that we the lawyers are now facing real threats. I'm lucky I got a police bond, but our colleagues are still facing the same, even as of today. Our colleague Elias Lukwago has been committed to the High Court. His only offense is trying to defend Dr. Besigye and Kyagulanyi in court, where they are facing treason. Today, we are going to discuss something small about the state-appointed legal representatives or legal counsel. I'm part of the lawyers who have been there representing Dr. Besigye and Kyagulanyi since November last year, when they were abducted from Kenya. We have represented them, a very big team, but the threats has made us even fear to go to court anymore. The threats are not only on media, but they are physical, they are warnings. That brings in the issue of the state-appointed counsel. Before we go to the appointment by the state, I need the public and the Uganda Law Society to know that Besigye has not lacked legal representation of his choice. That Besigye is even willing to pay more of the lawyers, but of his choice. Article 28(3)(d) is clear in its wording of the right of an accused person to represent himself or to choose a lawyer of his or her own choice. That provision was created for a purpose. But a person accused has a right to get a lawyer. We lawyers, we are not saying that our clients are innocent or guilty. No. What we do, we represent them, and it is the burden of the prosecution to find that the clients we represent are guilty or they are innocent. The option for the state-appointed lawyers is provided for under Article 28(3)(e). But that option only arises where a person who has been arrested and is charged with a capital offense does not or cannot support or hire a lawyer of his or her own choice. A few days ago, Mr. Justice Baguma forced Dr. Besigye and Kyagulanyi to choose state appointed lawyers to represent them in their treason case. And he actually went on to appoint those lawyers before even the accused persons had got any information about them. If any one of us was following up that case, the judge came up with 3 names, even when Dr. Besigye said they had not read the list of 700 something lawyers. They didn't see any profile or experience for them to weigh in and see whether they can represent them or not. It's so unfortunate that we as lawyers or advocates have lost a spirit of togetherness or comradeship. Before the justice started to do his funny issues of giving directions and timelines, Dr. Besigye told him openly that no, I have not accepted your state lawyers because I can afford lawyers whom I have always afforded. Indeed, he was sorry to the justice who wanted to force the accused person, state appointed lawyers, yet there are a lot of issues that need such money. In our simple understanding, which we believe those state lawyers even understand better, one, they should know and understand that Besigye has never lacked lawyers. Besigye has had over 50 lawyers in this matter. But what is at stake now is that the state has supported and is enabling Besigye to miss lawyers. Those state-appointed lawyers should know that from November 2025 up to a few weeks ago, the bar has been full of lawyers representing Dr. Besigye and Haj Rutale. They should know that the state has made it a deliberate effort to deny Besigye and Rutale their right to representation. The first thing was to deport senior counsel, who is the lead of the team, to deport her back to Nairobi and declared a person non grata, which is so unfortunate. The second one was abducting Elias Lukwago, who is co-lead counsel, taken to the basement. It is so embarrassing how these people mistreat us when we go there to the basements and whatever. And the guy openly brings out pictures of a tortured man. The only offense he was charged with was that he tried to serve the CDF court documents, which court documents are not the Elias's documents, no? And to me, I believe he did a wrong thing and a mistake. Because if he wanted to arrest someone who summoned him to appear in court, that was Justice Baguma. Because Baguma issued the hearing notices and the order to be served. What the Lord Mayor was trying to do was to effect service of court process. And as lawyers, you know what it means. Then, the next threat is now for the other colleagues who were now out. Threatening to attack law firms and, do what? That made it hard for us to even appear in court. The last time we as lawyers appeared, we appeared about 10. And we brought it clear to the justice that, you see, we are not sure even whether we can make it home after this court, or even whether we can come back to court under these circumstances. And the doctor had filed an application trying to get court's guidance or orders on the safety of his legal team. Instead of Baguma entertaining the application, he dismissed Besigye's bail application and the case of human rights enforcement against the CDF and other military officers, and fixed the treason case for hearing. It is so unfortunate. Well, we know that state-appointed lawyers have a legal framework of how they get into a picture of representing someone. And that is under the judicature legal representation at the expense of the state rules of 2022. But the judge should know that these are rules, they cannot override the provisions of the Constitution. That one, not even worse, but he made an order and appointed lawyers, 3 of them, whose profile is not known. But what we know is someone represented some people who were involved in the murder of Kyagulanyi, and they were sentenced to death. The other one was representing Okero in Gaba. Okero is facing death. Those are the people the state is forcing on our clients, Dr. Besigye and Haji Rutale. But that is not something big we should get worried of. What is the procedure that one needs to go through to get a state-appointed representative? Before the accused people had time to even discuss with someone, we saw people sitting at the bar, and actually the justice gave them directions that within 2 weeks prepare and come for hearing before the accused person chooses on whether or not he would like to take them on. And 2, there are also other requirements that need to be fact-found by the judge or a magistrate before considering whether or not an accused person needs a state-appointed lawyer. The capacity of the accused person and the offense. Dr. Besigye openly told him, I can still manage my lawyers, but what I need is their safety. But the judge, for him in his, I don't know, I will not call it wisdom, said that no, you have made it hard and difficult for the trial to start. But you all need to know how this all came through from the speech of the President of Uganda on the 4th of July this year, when he openly on a television accused, tried, and convicted Besigye. He was the accuser, he was the prosecutor and the judge, and he convicted him. So unfortunate that he forgot the Constitution he wanted much to be in effect. The state-appointed lawyers in this matter should know that it is not Besigye who wanted the delay of this matter. Actually, it is the state that is making sure that this matter does not set off. It is the state that wants to bring weak lawyers so that they can confirm the president's conviction. So unfortunate. But I need to remind the colleagues and those lawyers who are on a state brief to also think as human beings. Think as lawyers. That A lawyer without instructions is not a lawyer. An advocate without instructions cannot represent an accused person in court. 2, the provisions of the judicature state, the judicature legal representation at the expense of the state rules has requirements for how one can take on that role to represent an accused person. Also, these state appointed lawyers should know, if they have not, that it is professional misconduct for them to assume instructions from an uninterested party. It is so grave, and in this regard I will call upon our Vice President, the President, and the Law Society Council to look through prosecuting these people, these lawyers, for forcing themselves to represent an accused person who is not interested in their service. I need them to know that they accepted court directions and requested for time without their alleged client's authorization. So they are not yet on record as state appointed lawyers because they have not done consents and what. For the respect of the bar, I call upon these colleagues of ours. We know they might be forced to come and handle this matter, but it is just a bridge. They are just making a bridge to confirm a conviction. That one can't be a lawyer or a member of the bar. There's no member of the bar who wants the lawyers to be on a run because they are representing someone. Because we are running, we fear for our lives. We have left court. Now for you are just coming in and you are eager to take it on. I don't know whether you state appointed lawyers as of this week are interested in being on camera, but you are doing totally bad. You are shaming yourselves and you are shaming the Uganda Law Society where you belong and your members. You have an option, and I'm calling upon you colleagues to listen, and the other state appointed lawyers who are about 750 or 60. The option you have, a lawyer can decline instructions. That is my first request. Please, you decline or you turn down the instructions being forced on you by the Justice Baguma for the good of Law Society and for the good of your members who are being harassed. You can't just make it a business as usual, force yourselves to represent someone, yet his appointed lawyers face real harassment. The chairs or the bar where you are sitting, where you sat even last time, was full of lawyers. The lawyers are still there, those that have not been abducted or otherwise dealt with, but they want the court to first guarantee their safety. Under Rule 12.4, I call upon you state appointed advocates to follow that procedure and please decline instructions. Please decline instructions because these are not instructions. Maybe if you want to confirm to us that actually you are part of the people who were harassing a team of about 40 or 50 lawyers so that you can get a job. It's unfortunate to get a job and you play with the lives of people. and you lose the collegiality that you ought to have for the Law Society members. If at all they are interested, in taking up such an instruction, please, you follow the procedure, go to prison, explain yourselves, because an accused person needs someone who he can trust. Dr. Besigye had trusted us. He was willing to even engage with us at any point so that we represent him. From what we gather and from what we know, you state belief lawyers that were appointed yesterday but one. We have known that they wanted you to come and take over this matter. I don't know whether it is competition or you are part of the mafia gang that wants all of us to end up in prison. Lastly, I would invite our Vice President and the Council. Please, we have professional conduct, professional guidelines of lawyers. I wish you take on this matter, because an advocate forcing himself to represent an accused person without any instruction commits that misconduct and is liable for punishment. I would suggest that if they insist to represent these people who are not willing and not ready to be represented by such state-appointed lawyers, please, you can take them on in the Law Council for remedies. But before we go there, let them respect our profession. Let them respect each one of us. And please, I lastly call upon you that if you are not against us, the bar, if you are not against the lawyers being harassed now and then for representing those clients, please turn down such a forced instruction. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kakuru, for giving us an account and sharing your experience as one of the legal people on Kizza Besigye's case. I now take this honor again to invite the Vice President to share some gifts with our guest.
Right, Kakuru. We just have a few small token, R&B. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
Vision 2060.
Yeah, Vision 2060.
I hope this is your side.
Eh?
Behind it's
Thank you so much.
Thank you too. You deserve you much more. You want?
Yes?
Yeah. You want us?
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vice President. I now invite questions, those online, and maybe physically we can have 1 or 2 questions for Mr. Kakuru. Thank you.
Yes, hello. How is everyone today? As always, I'm the citizen here every Thursday to whom you are served and to whom you are accountable.